In this video, we're going to explore how to implement speech-to-text end-to-end on the front end of your project. This ability is part of the Web Speech API, which gives web browsers the ability to work with human speech, both text-to-speech and speech-to-text. But today, we're going to focus on speech-to-text. Speech-to-text functionality is recommended for any piece of your app's UI that requires users to type in a lot of text, such as a prompt, the About Me section of a social media site, an essay explaining why you want to work at a particular company. This will make it more accessible for your users who may have a physical disability or a hand injury, or if they just type very slowly. Speech to text will allow them to input text with as little friction as possible. Now with that, let's get into it. Let's start off by looking at the HTML for our demo. Right now, we have two elements: a button with the ID of record button and a div with the ID of result box. We're going to use the record button to start recording and stop recording, and the result box is where we are going to place all of our transcribed text. We're going to create a JavaScript file and give our app the ability to transcript anything we say and put it in this div using JavaScript. All right, so we're going to start off by creating variables for the elements that I referenced earlier, our button and our div. This way we can use JavaScript to manipulate them and do whatever we want. I'm also going to set up some state for recording and the actual speech recognition constructor, both of which we will toggle as we use the app. Now, this next part I added is a check to make sure that we can use the speech-to-text capability of your browser. Speech-to-text is not available on every browser, so this is good practice if you want lots of people to use your app one day. For example, Firefox is incapable of speech-to-text. So we want to block usage of the feature for Firefox users so that we don't break anything. The first line is a way to fit all offshoots of the speech recognition class into a single variable. I know there's like the WebKit speech recognition. There might be some others I'm not thinking of, but you can add them in here. But if it doesn't exist on the browser, you will get undefined. And that'll allow us to run this if statement. So if speech recognition does not exist, then we are going to change the inner text to say speech recognition is not enabled, and we are going to disable the button. If you run this code in Firefox, this is what it should look like. Okay, we're getting closer to the main event here. So we're now going to add an event listener to our button so that we can actually start recording. All that we're doing in here is that we are flipping the isRecording variable, so if it's already false, it'll become true. And then whatever we flip it to, if isRecording is true, we're going to run our start recording function. Otherwise, we're going to run our stop recording function. So now let's go ahead and write these functions. Let's start with our start recording function. It's very simple. All we're going to do here is we're going to change the inner text of the start button to say recording, just to give a visual indication that the function's working. Then we're going to create a new instance of our speech recognition class, store it in our speech object variable. Then we're going to run the start method on our speech object variable. And then we're going to set it so that every time it picks up new words and processes them, we're going to run a function we haven't written yet called transcribe. Let's quickly write that function. Now this is our transcribe function, which by default takes a speech recognition event object as a parameter. For now, all we're going to do is have the function log the event object into the console so that we can see what it looks like. We're going to finish this off by creating our stop recording function, where all we do is run the stop method on our speech object, set it back to null, and then set the inner text of our start button back to start, just so we have that visual indicator that it's finished. So I'm going to go into my lovely award-winning UI over here. I'm going to open up the console, and then I'm going to click the start button, and I'm going to start transcribing. What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, and look at that. We have this, let me make this bigger. We have a speech recognition event object right here. Let's take a look at what's inside. So what we're going to need is going to be in the results property, which is going to be in the speech recognition result list, the first one, and this one, and this is it. What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Yep. So this is the text that we are looking for. So now we're going to go back to our transcribe function and we're going to get this out. So I rewrote the transcribe function to actually do something with the transcribed words. We're going to reach into the event object that we got to get the transcript variable, and then we're going to add it to the text content of our results div. Notice here that I'm adding a space. So if a user wanted to record again, then they could do so without having to worry about typing in an extra space. So now that this is all written out, let's actually go into our app and let's test it out. This is a test. Hey, look at that. It actually says this is a test. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Isn't that lovely? If you like this kind of content, please like, follow, and subscribe. And there you have it. That's how you build speech to text. I'll see you in the next one.